All right, so for my blueberry bagels, I like to saute my blueberries before putting them in the mixture. So I do this a little bit before I'm ready to actually incorporate them into the dough so that they have a chance to cool, because you don't want it to be too hot for the sourdough starter. It will kill it. So yeah, I also do this. You can just put your blueberries in there and not cook them, not saute them, but I like to saute them because then it makes them to where the whole bagel looks like it has blueberries in it instead of just the little bits on where the blueberries are, right? It makes it get incorporated into the whole thing. You can hear my stove sizzling. I just washed the skillet, so it has some water on the bottom of it. But that's why I do it this way. You can just put the blueberries in there. I like doing it this way better. I think it tastes better and incorporates throughout the entire bagel. And I also add some brown sugar and cinnamon. If you look up any sourdough bagel recipes, they will say do not add sugar to the blueberries that you're going to put in there. I don't listen to them. I add sugar to my blueberries because I've done it without it before, and I think it just tastes like very bland. It doesn't taste like the flavor of the blueberries doesn't really come out, and I want to taste the damn blueberries. I shouldn't say damn, but I want to taste the blueberries because that is like the point of having blueberry bagels. I'm sure there will be people that are like, blueberries don't belong in bagels, and that is completely fine, but I'm from the South. I like sweet things. I think sweet bagels are perfectly fine and normal because we put sugar and butter in everything. So we're gonna have some sugar in our blueberry bagels. All right, that looks like about enough. I usually just fill up my little skillet. This is a little egg skillet, so if you have one of those, you can do that much. I think probably about a cup of blueberries that I put in there. All right, and then I try to put like a tablespoon or two of brown sugar. Obviously, I am not doing this like perfect because I don't want to add too much. I literally just want to complement the flavor of the blueberries. And I feel like this goes fine. And then I probably add about like a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I think cinnamon is essential. I don't know why other recipes I've seen have not, kind of went everywhere, have not added cinnamon. I think it adds so much to the flavor of the bagels. Alright, now just mix this up. Hopefully I won't lose some blueberries along the way. And I try to mash them as I go, because we want it to be like a paste almost. We want it to be liquid, right? We want it to, that's how it incorporates throughout, is because it's all messed up. And yeah, this looks like super gross when you're doing it. It smells amazing. Try to just squash all my blueberries. Gotta get them juices. And then I kind of just like saute them for a little bit. Kind of until I get them all squished, and then I'm happy and I can move on. This was a really good batch of blueberries too. They are so sweet. So I think this is gonna be a good batch of bagels. Bagels. So lovely. You're probably getting all fogged up in the camera, but it's fine. Yeah, and it's okay if it's a little liquidy. I'm trying to get it to like a caramelly texture. Not really. Not that far, because caramel needs to be a lot thicker than what this is going to end up being. But yeah, this is about good. Still feeling a couple pieces that I feel like we're gonna need to get squashed. Alrighty. Cool beans. That's that part. So I let it cool. Alright, so we are getting started with our blueberry bagels. We've already made the blueberry mash, so now we're just mixing it all together. I mix it all together all at the same time. So if you've seen my sourdough recipe, very similar. There's a few, oh, hit the camera, few modifications. Few modifications. Sorry, I only had 1 cup of coffee today. Give me a break. See if I have enough in here. Yeah, we're gonna eat it. There we are. Don't worry, I have more flour elsewhere. But that is 700 grams of all-purpose bleached flour. I use plain old regular Great Value or whatever the Kroger brand is flour, because I'm not into all that fancy flour nonsense. Okay. And we have another 300 grams of this. So all this is the same. Then we start with the modifications. So this recipe, just like the sourdough recipe, it is a double batch. That's too much. So it will make 16 bagels, which I love because then I can cut them all up and freeze them, and then we can have bagels for weeks. Not weeks, there are 2 of us. We do eat them. Usually we eat bagels on the weekends though. It's like our easy weekend breakfast. That's really nice. Alright, that's your flour. I am not going to use the potassium bicarbonate here just because I want to see how it turns out with my sourdough before I start putting it in all my bread recipes. So now we're going to do salt. Salt is going to be less salt. You don't want to put the same amount of salt for both because this is supposed to be a sweeter. If you don't put any salt though, it'll taste wrong. It'll taste like it's not right. Like the salt does complement the sweetness, so you do need salt. I'm gonna do 15 grams of salt. I've done 20 grams before. I've done 10 grams before. 10 grams was too low, so I'm gonna do 15 this time. I have already put up my whisk for the day because I always forget that I'm going to need it for other recipes. So I'm just going to mix this in by hand. We're going to mix all this up by hand anyway, so it's okay. And so with the sourdough, I would let the water strengthen the gluten and the flour, however that scientific process works. I don't know, not a scientist. I would let that sit for like 30 minutes before adding the sourdough starter, but for this I'm gonna just mix it all up together and we're gonna knead it, and then we're gonna let it do its bulk fermentation. So it's all happening now. For water, I'm gonna put 450 grams of water. I would normally put 750 for the sourdough, but you want this to be less hydrated. You want it to be thicker, honestly, to be a bagel, right? So 450, that's where we're gonna start. And then I'm gonna add my blueberries and everything. And honey. And then, ooh, that's a little too much, but it'll be okay, hopefully. Alright, we're going to add honey. It's going to be 60 grams of honey, I think. 60 or 120? Let's do 80. We'll do 80 and see what happens. I always forget how much I put in stuff. This is why I need to do the videos, so that I can keep track of how much I'm putting into things, because I kind of just go with the flow each time. We'll do 70 because you did put some sugar in the blueberries, and we don't want to overdo it with the sugar either. All right, we're gonna add our blueberry mixture. Some lovely blueberries. Blueberries. If you notice, I have a different spoon now. It's because I forgot that I was gonna have to dump it and scrape it out with something, and so I already put the other one in the thing. All right, how much do I usually? 200 grams of sourdough starter. I was like, how much? You see, our sourdough starter is bubbly and lovely. You can do a test to see if it's at its right consistency. At this point, I kind of just can eyeball it and know. I should make a video to show how you test it. I'll do that later. But we're gonna do 200 grams. And pray we have enough, because I'm doing 2 recipes right now. Pray we have enough for the second recipe. Alright, that's good there. I'm just going to set this to the side because I'm going to add it to the second recipe shortly. Alright, and now we have to mix. And I'm going to set a timer. I have a phone on me somewhere. Going to set a timer so that we know when we're supposed to stop. So you need to mix and knead for 10 minutes. It's a long time, so bear with me. We can do this. Losing some of the flowers. Sorry if you can hear my neighbors mowing their lawn. That is the noise in the background, if you can hear it. You can do this with a mixer. I do have a mixer. This is really tough dough, and I don't want to burn out the motor on my mixer. So I just always do it by hand. It's 10 minutes. It's a good workout. All right, so my dough is feeling pretty dry. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Add a little bit of water. Moisten it up a little bit. Ugh, terrible word. And then I keep doing that until I feel the consistency is right. I don't know how else to say it. It needs to feel like bagels. Like the dough you would imagine bagels would have. That's what it needs to feel like, kind of chewy. Yeah. I always say I'm gonna add more water from the beginning, and I never do. I always start at 450 because I'm always scared I'm gonna oversaturate it. I'm like, well, the blueberries were really juicy and it's probably fine. Yeah, my arms are getting tired, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit more water and then we should be there. Alright, now it's just about kneading. And you'll see I'm very rough with this bread. It's because it's very tough. If you're doing this with me, you know right now that you're tired at this point. Like, this is hard. It definitely works your hands and your shoulders and your muscles. Makes me feel like I need to get in the gym more than I already do. But yeah, you're gonna keep kneading. I set the timer for 10 minutes. We're gonna knead for 10 minutes for sure. But really what you're looking for is when it starts releasing you, right? Like it's no longer sticking to you and being all gross. It's like forming a ball. That's when you're good. Oh, blueberry. Right. But see how beautiful that dough looks. It looks so scrumptious. Looks so just like blue and purple and beautiful. Oh. Let's see where we're at. Not even halfway. Yeah, I should have known that. It's not ready. So, if you've never kneaded bread before, this is how you do it. Or at least this is how I was always taught to knead bread. Who knows if it's like an actual like chef way to knead bread. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I just cook at home. But it's just about folding over the dough and push. Fold and push. Jesus. This is a thick one. That's good though. It's gonna be so good. I don't want to smell. Oh my god, it smells so good. It should smell really good at this point. I will say, I am in Georgia, right? So it is so humid. So humid here. My house is always humid. It's just a humid place to live. If you are living in a more arid, more dry environment, you're probably gonna need more water. Because here, the air works with you on this stuff. We lived out west for a time and I always had to add so much more water to that bread. And then when I got back, I was like making really soggy bread. Because I just got used to adding more water. All right, it's starting to look really good. Sorry, I'm like moving this all over the place trying to do this because, whew. Let's get some close-up shots up in here. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Doesn't that look so pretty? The first time I ever made these, they turned out beautiful. And I haven't been able to do them that pretty since. They look like store-bought bagels. Like they're so perfect. And yeah, these are probably gonna look a little messy, but it'll be fine. They'll taste fine. Yeah, it's getting close. You can see how it's like not sticking to me as bad. That's good. It's getting close. Let's see. 3 minutes. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. I swear. Okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Sorry, I'm being a baby. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's almost there. That is looking good. You can trade hands. I haven't been trading hands. I didn't take off my ring, so I haven't been trading hands, but you can trade hands. It'll give you much needed relief. Get this back out. Yeah, Sorry, I've like scooched this all over. It's no longer straight, but it's fine. Lord have mercy. Let's see. Our time's looking like 1:45. All right, guys, we can do this. All right, after this is over, we cover it with a towel, a wet towel, or you can do it with plastic wrap. I'll actually probably do it with plastic wrap. We'll see if I can't get some footage of some of the rise. And then, yeah, let it sit overnight. I always let it sit overnight. It just turns out better if you let it rise overnight. Come on. 30 more seconds. Whew. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Sorry, I'm a real baby when I'm doing this. I'm also sore though. Like, I do have some excuse. I am sore. I did do a workout. Woo! We did it! Oh my god. Okay. So now I'm going to get a towel to put over this, and then we'll reconvene at a later date tomorrow. Oh my gosh, guys, look at these bagels. They're so gorgeous. They didn't all turn out that way. Let's see the experimental ones that aren't as good. But oh my god, they smell amazing. There's some in the back that don't look so great. They didn't turn out so great, but you know, 4 or 5 out of 16, pretty good, pretty good. But yeah, they look so gorgeous. They're just cooling here on my baker's rack. And then I'll go ahead and slice them up, put them in a freezer bag, and freeze them until we're ready to eat them. And that's all for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was beneficial and you can use something. You do this recipe, it's so good, I swear.